G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road. Today I'm at the Desert Gardens Hotel out at the Ayers Rock Resort, just next to good old Uluru. Here's a review and a tour.
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
Yes!
Dad, I'm hungry.
So this is actually the third time I've been out to the Ayers Rock Resort in the last 4 or 5 years actually. And I've stayed at 3 different places. So you might have already caught my review of Sails in the Desert, which is kind of the top end. And I've also done the Outback Pioneer Hotel, which is on the lower end. And then we've got the Desert Gardens Hotel here, which is kind of on the higher end, but down from Sails in the Desert. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take you through a full tour of this quite expansive, really lovely hotel that they put together here. It's really just accentuates the environment and the land that we're in over here. Yeah, take you through the room, show you the room that I'm in, which is the most common room, and I think there's about 500 rooms here. I think I read that correctly. So quite a big space. And they're predominantly all the same kind of bedroom from what I've seen looking in on rooms as they're being cleaned and walking past, and just the general shape of them and so forth. As always, I'm going to start with a little bit of a tour of where we are. So here we are out the front. This is the main reception here. It's basically a separate building from everywhere else. Now, if you're not familiar with Ayers Rock Resort and the way that it works, it's quite interesting. So there's a range of different hotel types, as well as the Sails in the Desert and the Outback Pioneer Hotel. I think I might have said that slightly wrong, but it's very similar to that. And you've got the Emu Walk apartments over here. There's the Lonely Camel. There's a few different options basically, and so depending on your price point, there's also a camping ground. But depending on where you are and what you need and where you want to come in and what you can afford, there's quite a range of options here that you can choose between. And you can pretty much use the facilities in all of them. So there's a bus that comes around every 25 minutes basically and just loops around. So basically, this is kind of the main side where the shopping centre and everything is, and it loops, big loop all the way around. It comes back here, and this bus will take you around. So you can use the facilities in kind of any of the spots, eat at any of the spots. For last night, we were over at the Outback, for example, which has got kind of the pub and a live band, and having a few drinks over there. Then we just walked back here through the lovely night sky, freezing cold. It's the middle of winter right now. So a quick tour. So over there, you won't be able to see it through all the bushes and trees. It's quite lush at the moment, but they've had a lot of rain here. There's a big sand dune in the middle of this. In the middle of the whole kind of big, if you can imagine the big circle, right in the middle there's a big sand dune. And you can go up there, get a really good look at the mighty Uluru, which is over there. I'll show you in a sec. I'll show you in a bit. So you can just wander up there and get good photos, and it's just lovely just walking in the red sand and looking at that amazing sky. The sunsets and the sunrises here are just about the best on the planet. Now, this is, as I said, the Desert Gardens Hotel over here. Over here you've got the gallery of Central Australia. You've got a theatre behind that. And then just definitely less than 10, not much more than 5 minutes walk, kind of, either through the gallery that way or round on the road, you'll get to the town centre. And that's where you're going to find your shops. There's activities, there's free activities up here in the theatre. There's more activities you can find down there. And you'll also find an IGA there, which is probably the cheapest option to eat. You can get, that's where you can kind of get your baked beans and tuna, depending on how budget you want to go. If you don't want to eat in the restaurants here, I just had a Caesar salad for $22, and I had a risotto as well for $29 at one point. So it's not too outrageous, but it adds up if you're here for a few days. So I'll quickly take you into the reception and give you a quick look. So you can book tours and everything here.
Reception to maintenance.
So obviously not much to talk about here, other than the fact that it's nice and light. There's plenty of seating, and all your tour buses are going to come in the morning, take you sunrise tours, sunset tours, field light, all that kind of stuff. I have been to most of those as well, so keep an eye on the channel. If I haven't got the content up already, I will. I just did the light drone show last night. It's freaking amazing. Anyway, I'll see that for another video. So that's kind of going through the main complex. It's a really interesting layout they've got here. It's very open, very spacious, takes up a lot of space, there's large open areas between it, which is that Desert Gardens that you get in the name. And I just wanted to take you down here to show you kind of what I meant straight away. As you walk through here, you'll find stacks of little spots like this, little bits of art. There's one bit where there's kind of done two like Dreamtime style serpents through with all coloured rocks around them. It looks amazing. You'll find little notes like this one down here explaining some of the local vegetation and plant life. You'll see heaps of birds. Haven't seen anything like a snake or a scorpion or anything sinister. But yeah, stacks of birds, the odd lizard. This time of year there's no flies to worry about, so I don't know what's normally like there, but yeah, so lots of little things like that all around here that you'll find with a bit of exploration. And it creates a very calming, blissful, serene, just chilled out place to be, which I find in general out here is just one of the things that makes coming out to Uluru so special. I mean, they do a lot here about connecting to the land, connecting to culture, but there's some sort of weird energy out here, some weird vibe, you really do feel it. I feel so relaxed out here. Right. So like I said, you can go to any of the places to eat if you want to. You can even go like to another restaurant in another place and charge it to your room here, which is very convenient. But there is a restaurant here. I'll show you this too actually, which I'll show you right now. So we've got Mangata, I hope I pronounced that correctly, which is kind of the more bistro-y bar style thing. Lovely space, really lovely staff, and the food's been good. So outdoor and indoor, I won't walk through there and ruin everyone's lunch, but with my dodgy YouTubing. And then through here, you've got an evening dining option, which is the grill. Now, I haven't had a breakfast here because they've been doing sunrise activities. So I can't tell you anything about that, but I've had a couple of lunches here. And yeah, like I said, very nice. Okay. So facilities-wise, there's a heck of a lot going on. If you're expecting kids clubs and gyms and all that kind of stuff, it's a much more pared back here in the middle of the desert than what you might get, you know, in other locations. So as you can see, nice big trees, plenty of shade. I'll take you down to the pool in a sec, which you can see there. So I just kind of did want to note something, that the access for people who have mobility issues isn't unreal for some of the rooms. As you can see here, there's nothing but steps to get up. There's probably potentially a ramp on the other side, but it's a long way around for someone who isn't able-bodied. And I only noticed this because I just saw a lady who did have mobility issues struggling up these stairs to get to her room. And it struck me, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, look, there's no ramps. Or, you know, any other means of getting up there. Actually, you know what? As I say it, there's the ramp. It's hidden behind this wall. I take it back. Okay. Little Connect 4 here. I've got a Jenga over there. So a few bits and pieces with the kids. I've seen kids playing soccer and everything like that. Now, depending on what time of year you're here, you're going to interact with this wonderful location in different ways. So most of the year it's going to be bloody hot, so you're going to get out at sunrise, do as much as you possibly can, hike, get tired, all that kind of stuff, and then you're going to come back and chill out for the hottest part, possibly here by the pool or by one of the other pools, and that's going to be the way that your days unfold. So not a heck of a lot of sun lounges here, but a nice deep pool, 2 metres at the deep end. Just a big rectangle really, but all you want to do is get wet when it's that hot, right? In my opinion. So most of the room types, as you'll see, are very similar to each other. You basically got ground floor ones with nothing above you, and then you got some ground floor ones with upstairs floor option. I don't know about connecting rooms or anything like that, but as I'll show you, like I was in this room originally, and then that's kind of a nice outlook out to the pool. But unfortunately, the air conditioning was making a horrendous noise. So I shifted out of there to a different one, which I'll show you when I do the room part of this review. Actually, I love all the like there's wattle everywhere, and if you're into that stuff, there's plenty to look at and enjoy. And a couple of nice little touches around, for example, the towels. There's a laundry with free laundry as well, which if you're going to stay here for a while, especially if you're going to do some hiking, you're probably going to want to wash those socks. And like I said, like nice big open spaces like this all around the place that just stop it from feeling claustrophobic or caved in, which is not what you're out here for the space, right? I'll take you down here, show you a bit more of the garden work. So not awfully private balconies, as you can see. They've just got like the, you know, see-through white wall, and you can easily stick your head around. So good for families in a way, because you can, if you're not connecting rooms, which I don't know, but you can just book 1 and 2, and you pretty much, you know, got your own space. But if there's a neighbour next door that you don't know, well, you're going to know them pretty quick if you want to hang out there. But yeah, it's not. I mean, this is a very active place to be. So I think for most people, you won't be here all morning. You'll probably come back in the middle of the day, absolutely stuffed, try and eat some food, try and get away from the heat for a while, and you go out and do some sunset stuff. Okay, so I just want to take you down here. Hopefully I haven't missed it. I'll also give you an idea of the space that we're talking here. I have missed it. Anyway, there's just some interesting rock formations somewhere down here that they've done in the garden. So this is the edge over here. So you've got these double-story ones over here, and the top balcony ones are going to have a really good view of Uluru. So the rest of them are either kind of facing into the garden, facing the pool, or facing the desert at the back. Oh, here's those rock formations. So you'll see these all over the place. Actually, depending on who you talk to, it's not a great thing to do for the wildlife, because you're basically mucking up their habitat. But it's a bit of a thing to create these. But in terms of just making it a really pleasant and interesting place to be, I appreciate them. All the effort they put into the garden in general. And you can see very clean. I love the breeze going through the trees. I like the kind of colonial style roofing, and the colour choice as well blends in lovely. I think they've done a really good job with the way that they've done it. I'll show you up here. Here's the laundry. So this is a really nice service to offer. Free laundry. As a family man who does a lot of travelling with kids, I really appreciate that. You go through clothes like you wouldn't believe. Here's that kind of, those 2 snakes you can see over there in the garden. So yeah, again, nice little touch. So we'll just cruise around here to my room and show you a little bit more. But I think if you want a little bit of variety, I think Sails in the Desert offers kind of some top tier, like some more premium offerings. But otherwise, I think that I wouldn't be, like, for example, focusing on the star rating difference. I think the only difference really is that Sails in the Desert has a spa, I believe, and this one doesn't. Hence 5-star versus 4-star. But otherwise, I found this to be quite comfortable. And other than that air conditioning unit, which, you know, at the end of the day I just walked away from, although I wasn't awfully happy with the way that they trying to get an engineer to come out and look at it. They kept telling me he would, and he never did, and ended up moving at 11 o'clock at night. So that was a bit of a bummer. But at the end of the day, I moved to a room which was very nice and I had a good night's sleep. But up in this corner here, which is where I am, you'll just need to notice that the road, the main entrance into the resort is here, the busiest part. So there's a bit of road noise in this corner. So you get the view of Uluru, but you also get the road. And there were a few buses and bits and pieces going on pretty early in the morning, but if I hadn't have gone up to go to the toilet, I don't think I'd ever would have noticed. Yeah, there's a lovely little spot down here they've created. I love it. Okay, this is me, 427. Let's jump in. So, as mentioned, the rooms are relatively basic, but absolutely comfortable, and nothing less than what you need, and potentially not overdoing it in terms of luxury and opulence. But I found it to be really nicely done and comfortable for a stay out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm just going to show you the bathroom first, I guess. So quite a generously sized bathroom, huge mirror. Little basin, plenty of space in there for bits and pieces. And then over here, a large shower, but with poor water pressure. That just could be a need to be a bit, stringent on water out here. Got a little amount of hanging space here, including an ironing board, a couple of towels, and also a safe. Some robes as well though, so that's nice. You've got more storage space down here should you need it. I always love having these things just to put bags on. Makes it much easier, especially for people with me, with bad backs. And then over here we've got a little bit of a kitchenette, I guess you could argue. Just with some coffee and tea, and there is a little mini bar as well, which you can see down here with nothing in it, but that's okay, because that allows you to go down to IGA and stock up on some things. So if you want to go for a sunrise or something like that, there's a parking lot out the front if you hire a car or maybe go on one of the tours. You can just go over there, get what you want, keep it here cold, and wake up in the morning and just off you go. Flat screen TV. I honestly haven't had a need to turn it on at all, but that's there for you with local channels, seat, and the beds. Now, I think these look like two queens to me. I've got a feeling the room I was in before might have been two doubles, but either way, you're going to be able to fit probably a family of 4 in here without too many dramas. And there's enough space here for a cot and or potentially a 5th person if they let you do that. Love the artwork. Air conditioning in this room is fine, like almost too good. It was really hot last night, it was like 1 degree outside, and it was very nice and comfortable in here. And I'll show you out onto your little deck. You got this little spot out here, and that's Uluru glimpses over there. So you can see what I mean. So that's Uluru, just peeking over the trees over there. But you've also got these rooms up there are going to have a pretty stellar view. You're just going to have to handle the entrance to the road here, which of course has been perfectly quiet all the time that I've come out here. But yeah, that's the main entranceway into all of the resorts. So that's where everything's coming in and out. So at certain times of the day in particular, it's going to be quite busy, give you a bit of noise. If that's a real issue for you, just take one of the inside rooms and you won't be able to hear a thing. So there you go, that's a look at the rooms. And like I said, I've looked in a lot of doors as I've walked past and cleaners have been here. So the cleaners do come once a day. They don't do too much more than just make your bed up. So if you're expecting come back and find your underpants folded and your toothpaste sealed and back in the cup and all that kind of hijinks, you're not going to get that, but you are going to come back to a nicely made bed. And I do need to say as well, the beds are really quite comfortable. Nice selection of pillows. It's a kind of medium feel, definitely not firm, but definitely not too soft. I thought it was quite a comfortable bed, which is just what you need after you've been hiking around the desert all day. So there you go, that's my Desert Gardens Hotel review out here at the Ayers Rock Resort. near the Uluru National Park. It's exceeded my expectations. I wasn't expecting too much because, like, I know out here, being so isolated, it's not like being in a super plush, lush city hotel or something like that. It's a little bit more bush, or it's a lot more bush. Knowing that Sails in the Desert was considered like, you know, the high tier, and having stayed there, I was thinking, okay, well, it's not going to be, you know, the Ritz-Carlton or something like that. But it's exceeded my expectations. I really love the way that they've done the garden. I really love, yeah, that just the feeling of being in the land while you're in the hotel, and the space, all the space and the shade. And I think things like the laundry and the pool with the towels, and the ability to catch that coach kind of either way if you want to just experiment a little bit with your meals, and being close enough to just walk into the town centre, grab some supplies and come back to your room where there's a fridge that's going to keep it all cool for you. I think they've done a really good job just kind of catering to the needs in this kind of 4-star environment. And like I said, the rooms there are easily going to hold a family of 4, potentially a family of 5 as well, comfortably, considering that most of the time you're going to be out and about. That's what you're here for, right? To explore this incredible place. And on that, if you haven't been out here, do it. It's really, really amazing. And if you're someone who potentially lost interest after they closed climbing Uluru, don't let that stop you, because they've really implemented some fantastic cultural touchstones out here that are quite powerful and definitely worth experiencing. Anyway, those are my thoughts. That's my Desert Gardens Hotel review. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos, including reviews of the Outback Pioneer Hotel and the Sails in the Desert, and also some of the cool experiences you can have out here. All right, that's for me. Getting back on the road. You.